Hi there, today is December 11th, and to be perfectly honest, when I started making these videos, it was more like, okay, I've I've done a lot of healing. I've been doing this for almost 19 years. Now I'm going to talk about healing, and I'm going to help people healing. I'm going to help people heal. And what I realized is, holy fuck, I am now actually making these videos because I am someone who's healing some deep wounds that I did not know were there. And the reason I didn't know they were there is because I have been single for the last, I don't know, 7, 8 years. So there have been parts of me that have been laying dormant. And, I met someone in the summer, and it's been a real motherfucking roller coaster ride. It's been a roller coaster ride for 4.5 months, and as we do, I've been blaming it on him this whole time. And interestingly enough, what I keep coming back to is it's not him, it's me. And what this has shown me is how much of my life has been spent proving myself, proving myself, proving my self-worth. And I'm also in this place of forgiveness that, like, we're all doing our best. We're all doing what we know. So, my parents did the best that they knew at the time with what they learned and what they were taught and what they saw. And, the same with my ex-husband. I used to get into these, angry places of how people mistreated me. But, interestingly enough, we all attract the people that mirror our wounds. And so I'm no longer blaming anybody for how I felt, because I believe that two people get into a relationship, and those people, they live out their childhood wounding. And that's why I'm talking about this, because I don't want to relive my childhood wounds. And now I'm really appreciating so much of what my parents went through, and why I experienced the things that I did, and what my ex-husband would have gone through, and why we had the marriage that we did. So what I'm recognizing is I was the child who believed everything was her fault. Anytime something happened, I believed it was my fault. And through my years, I believed that I was worthless, and that everybody hated me. Those were my beliefs. And what I feel is, as long as we blame other people for the things that we're experiencing, we'll never heal from it. What we're here to do is really truly get into a space of where, like, what did I believe to be true? And then when we're in that space of, okay, that's what you believed, we also get to have the grace for other people, because they would have a totally different experience of things than we do. As my children grow up, I'm sure they're going to have things that they would say about me where I failed as a mom. I know lots of places I failed as a mom, but I'm sure they would see other places that I wouldn't necessarily see. So what we're here to do is really start to sit with, what do I believe to be true? And stepping away from it was somebody else's fault to really gain this awareness of we're all struggling. Our parents struggled as they were parenting us. I struggle as a mom. My kids probably struggle as my children. Like, we're all struggling in our own ways because we all have these human minds, and these human minds tell us stories. And we believe those stories until we start to question them. And when we start to question them, we get to see the truth. And I wish I could tell you that this is like, yeah, take my workshop, do a session with me, and you're going to just get this shit. Well, I've been doing this, like I said, for almost 19 years, and I feel like there are some big parts of my psyche, the inner child, the ego, call it what you will. They used to call it the devil. Those parts of us that are programmed to believe things that are not true, I'm uncovering so much of that right now. So I'm here to share this as a daily journey with you. And that's how I have my workshop set up, is every single day, we do work together to really get into like what is true here. And like I've said before, I've uncovered a lot of truth in my life. I've done a lot of inner healing. But this is the part that is very new to me. And the part, like what I've always experienced, was being with people that I didn't have a healthy relationship with. So I always felt rejected. I always felt neglected. I always felt shamed. I always felt blamed. Those were my experiences. So I was always trying to prove that I was good enough. Not just good enough, that I've always, my whole life, I've always been trying to prove myself. And that takes a lot of energy. It's like we're always trying to prove ourselves, or we're always trying to hide parts of ourselves, right? That takes a lot of energy. And then we get to this place where we meet people that just see us for who we are. They don't expect anything from us. They don't want to try to fix us or change us or ridicule us or shame us. They're just there. And that is the relation, the person that I met this summer, and we've spent time together. That is what he does. He just is there. He's just there. He doesn't expect anything from me. He doesn't want to try to change me. He doesn't want to try to fix me. He holds me. He encourages me. He accepts me. I wouldn't say he loves me, but he's a loving person. That's the word heal to me. Hold them, encourage them, accept them, and love them. And so what I'm recognizing is, when I'm with this person, this is what I get to be, because he calms my nervous system right down, where I'm not trying to prove anything. I am just in my body. And that is the sign of a really fucking, I don't know what to call it. That is a really good person. And I would say that we all need one of those in our lives. And those people are not necessarily going to be the people that say all the right things and check all the boxes that we want them to check in our experiences of, writing down a list of what we want the perfect man to be. But this is the calmest I have felt in a really long time. And so I'm sharing this because yesterday I made a video about relationships, and I was talking about the exact same person in a much different way, because that person had been gone for 4 or 5 days to work. And I was already up in my squirrely brain, believing squirrely stories.